The final day of Michael Jackson's Bad Tour was at the end of January in 1989 at the Sports Arena in Los Angeles. Diana Ross, Elizabeth Taylor, Dionne Warwick, and many other celebrities attended the concerts, as well as Catherine and Janet Jackson. Michael dedicated his Motown hits melody to Berry Gordy, who sang with Diane Carroll and Susan DePaz. 4.5 million people had paid to see Michael perform since the tour began in September 1987. Over the last year and a half, he had performed 123 concerts in 15 countries and 4 continents. The show's weekly expenses were between $500,000 and $650,000. The tour grossed over $125 million at the box office. It hadn't been all work, however. He would always take time to see the sights, recalled Seth Riggs. When we were rehearsing in Liverpool, he stopped the practice session so we should look at some beautiful clouds that had lifted in. That's Michael. They closed down the Louvre in Paris for a whole day while Michael and the rest of us went through. In Rome, Franco Zavarelli gave him a big party. All of the Cremo de la Crema were there, and suddenly Zolvarelli couldn't find Michael. He looked over and found Michael in a room with a bunch of little kids in their pajamas playing. He is the most natural, loving person I've ever known. A very good person, as corny as it sounds, continued Riggs, who worked with Michael on a regular basis. He'll see a picture of our baby, and if it's a cute kid, he'll go gaga over the picture. During the tour on his nights off, he'll go into a toy store, buy 10 of this and then 10 of that, and then stay up all night putting batteries in the toys, making certain each one works so he could have them ready to give the kids backstage the next day, as if he didn't have enough to worry about. On one leg of the tour, Michael brought along his 10-year-old friend, Jimmy Sifchug. Michael had a copy of one of his stage uniforms made for Jimmy so they could dress alike. Most people found the relationship strange, especially when Michael would take him on shopping sprees. He spent thousands of dollars on toys for Jimmy in London. At one point, Michael had to cancel 2 shows because he called cool from the kid. Another young friend of Michael's, Jonathan Spence, said when we hang out, he's just like any other guy. He never talks about himself, only about what was going on with others. We never talk about show business. Sometimes he put on a disguise when we were public. When we go to Disneyland, we'll go through the back and take all the alleys and back ways and get in front of the lines. He can't wait in the line. No way. He will cause a riot. We move fast through Disneyland. If people get a good look at him, that'll be it for that outing. He's one of the nicest people I've ever known. He's smart. He knows a lot about everything. He's a kid. He never really had a childhood and he's having it now. The stuff I read in the papers about him, I know all of that is a bunch of BS. I just ignore it. A couple of times I ask him about girlfriends and stuff, but we never really get into that. We don't talk about plastic surgery either because it's not my business. He never brings it up. It's not like he says, well, how do you like my new chin? I started getting in touch with him though. I usually have to call his secretary, and then a couple of days later, he'll call me. After Michael gave Jimmy Safechuck's parents a $100,000 Rolls Royce, Frank DeLeo became concerned about the way he looked. It seemed inappropriate. He suggested that Michael break off his friendship with Jimmy. Michael was hurt, dead angry. No, he told Frank, forget it. But I don't like it, Michael, Frank insisted. It looks bad. You and all these kids. Mind your own business then, Michael snapped back. Maybe it won't look so bad. How's that sound? With the tour finished, Michael and Jimmy holed up at Neverland, recharging the batteries, so to speak. Meanwhile, unbeknownst to Michael, someone named Kenneth Choi wanted his signature on the contract for the Jackson Mooney's project. I was getting faxes left and right, Jerome Howard recalled. The heat was on, we had to get Michael, but the timing was wrong. It was a bad time to approach him. We're giving Michael his space now, Jermaine said at the time, but after he finishes his tour, we're all going to attack him with love. Michael may have responded by saying, "Please don't do me any favors." None of the Jacksons was even able to contact Michael. It was said that he didn't feel comfortable contacting his family members, but he sensed that whenever he opened himself up to them, they ended up wanting something from him. He had nothing else to give. Dirty Diana realized Frank DeLille's prophecy of five number one hits from the Bad album, the first album in pop history to generate five number one singles. Yet, despite all of that touring, his last two singles, Another Part of Me and Smooth Criminal, did not make number one. Michael wants every record to go to number one. The sales of the Bad album stalled at even 17 million. Amazing, but still a far cry from Thriller's sales of almost 40 million. It was obvious that Michael would not break his own sales record, which depressed him. They think he's shy and he's evasive and all of this, observed his guitarist David Williams. No, he's just scared and tired of people bugging him. Whenever Michael went out, it was in disguise. For instance, he went to visit a pharmacy in Westwood disguised with a large afro wig and dark glasses. Still, he was picked up by the store's manager. I recognized him the minute I saw his nose and chin. He said, when asked about Michael had purchased, he answered, a Hell Power vibrator. One does have to worry about the true reasons for Michael's outrageous disguises. It seems that he truly wants attention. He wears a costume so ridiculous he gets the desired result. Occasionally, though, matters get out of hand. For instance, Michael once went into a jewelry store in Simi Valley, California, wearing a wig under a baseball cap, a funny-looking mustache, and fake buck teeth. He was accompanied by a young boy. Nervously, he continually adjusted his mustache while looking in the mirror. When employees feared the suspicious character was casing the joint, a security guard asked him to step outside and demand an explanation. I have to wear a costume, Michael said. I'm Michael Jackson. Michael then removed the disguise. By that time, however, three squad cars had arrived, as had a huge crowd. Michael's presence, along with the police, had caused such hysteria. Everyone presented had to have his autograph. He had by sight for all, perhaps he did deserve a purpose, but not the one most people thought it was supposed to serve. He clearly wanted the attention. He loves his fans, and he also loves knowing they still love him. Another time, though, things didn't work out as well while Michael is driving his Rolls Royce while wearing a disguise. He was stopped by a police officer who thought the automobile looks like a stolen car. Of course, there's a prevalent racism among some police officers in America who routinely stop blacks who are driving expensive cars. Michael didn't have his license with him. Worse, he had an outstanding ticket. The officer didn't believe he was the Michael Jackson. Everyone removed the disguise. The next thing you knew, he was in the Vietnamese jail. Bill Burry bailed him out afterward. Michael said it was the coolest thing ever. I never thought I'd go to jail. I loved every second of it.